for all I know, it's just having a senior moment. It just needs to be restarted. Who knows?
Well, I had, gosh, what was it, a week and a half ago? I had a terrible problem with Discord trying to get it to do anything. It
Oh,
said it was opening, and then it never actually opened. It got kind of hung up, and then I had to go in, and I saw that, in the, what is it, the task manager, there were like 14 versions of it running, and I'm like, what the hell? I
but none
close
of
it.
them really running.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I close it every time I'm done. I disconnect and I close the stupid thing, and yet
yeah.
for whatever reason it kept saying that it was there, so I had to kind of go and close and close and close and close and close, and finally I just restarted the system, and it was
Yeah,
just like, oh, come on, you silly thing.
when all else fails.
Yeah, yeah. So I was about ready to just access it via the website because the app was being so problematic.
Sure. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
what can you do?
Oh, yeah, when I opened it up right now, it actually updated about 15 things in it, but
Oh, well, that could be part of my problem too, actually.
Yeah, I mean, every now and again they'll have some updates, but I did have an interesting question because somebody had posted something on, maybe it was the bar concept site or the bar Facebook page that I'm on, and they said,
Yeah.
"Hey, can we use the Labatai Discord server to communicate while we're playing bar games?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, that's
Sure.
that's what we do, you know."
Yeah, why not?
You don't,
Don't
you,
tell a
you know,
soul,
yeah,
but that is exactly what we're doing.
it's no one is going to take offense. So, well, cool. Well, and I've got the game up. It looks like everybody's in the game, and
Uh-huh. Yep.
I
Yep.
was fortunate that the fencing tournament went fairly well. It went very smoothly and swiftly. So I was not there for endless hours, which can often be the case with
Right.
fencing tournaments. So, um, yeah, so I was able to join you, smiling and happy. I presume you're smiling.
Oh,
Um,
totally. That's
yeah,
my story. I'm sticking to
yeah,
it.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, what is our situation here? We're at what, 7:20, I think.
7:20. It's
still
I guess
night.
it's a night turn, so everything's one hex range, and we got some weird movement limitations that we still need to be aware of.
Right. I think it's half movement, and if you do more than half movement, you got to make a disorder check, if I
Now, the
recall
interesting part about
correctly.
that is that, yeah, is the interesting part about that is since disorder isn't relevant to skirmishers, then really they're more constrained by the need to stay within 2 hexes of a formed unit rather than than being limited
Right.
in their movement.
Yep.
Good times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Without a doubt.
All right. So it's 7:20, so there's nothing particularly special that needs to be done at the top of the turn. You guys got a +1 on initiative, and guess I'll just chuck some dice. We'll
All
see what
right.
happens.
See what you get.
We didn't get a lot of specials last week, so here we
We
go.
got to make up for that.
Jinx.
40.
That's not a special. That's a tie. All right, we'll try it again. Now that's more like
There
it.
you go.
The good guys get to go first. All right. Well, let's see. What are the good guys going to do, though?
Steve O has a very a classic comment here
All right.
in the YouTube. He's saying, "More bar. Grab the Advil bottle." So
Oh, please. I grabbed a bottle
I think a
of
bottle of Jack Daniels would be, or 40 Creek. That would be good. Nothing washes away the pain and suffering of the Hessian mercenaries better than Better than a little bit of.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think what you probably need is some Clorox because,
Is that it?
gotta clean up all the blood.
Yeah, we got a few messy hexes there, a few
Um,
puddles. Well, that's
no, it
yours.
was a bottle of Teeling's Irish whiskey. That's what it was.
Ah, okay.
That's what you need with a little bar action.
There you go. That's high quality
Okay.
stuff. Okay, well, what are
Oh,
you going to do? You've got the
absolutely. All right.
initiative.
I got the initiative, and I need to figure out what I'm doing. Um, 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 um.
Well, you've got a couple of choices. You deal with a disaster at Dilworth, or the disaster at
Oh no,
Chad's
Dilworth
Ford.
isn't a disaster yet.
Oh,
That's the whole
okay.
thing. Dilworth is still working its way towards disaster, but down south at Chad's Ford, that's where the disaster is rapidly evolving. I guess I'm gonna do Humpton first. We'll do down south,
Okay.
and so Humpton himself is right here. And his command is the 2nd Pennsylvania, so that's going to include these guys here and these guys here. I think that's probably it. I think everybody else has moved away. So everyone's in range of him, but
Yep.
he would need to put himself in command because George Washington is miles away. I don't know that I'm going to do anything that requires it, but I'm going to roll anyway just because sometimes I forget. I have no idea what his rating is. 6. All right, so he's in command. We'll do a disorder recovery first. We'll roll for this unit here. It's +5 because he's already disordered. So let's see what we get. He is certainly still disordered, unlike these guys here who are magically undisordered.
Humpton
And
has beaten them with his riding crop.
that's exactly
getting them back
right.
into line.
That's exactly right.
There you
How
go.
dare you? How dare you? All right. Very good. Now, it's interesting. So the artillery and the infantry don't fire together, which kind of puts me in a strange situation. And in fact, I was kind of hoping somebody was going to help me out with this, because I know some games, and I don't recall if this is one, have got some sort of rule about if you've got somebody at 1 hex range, you can't fire at somebody at 2 hex range.
Well, because it's a night turn, you can only fire at an adjacent target.
Okay, so effectively that means that either of them can fire, but not both of them.
Why can't both of them fire?
Well, because infantry and artillery don't fire together except for defensive fire.
Oh, really?
And you can't shoot at the same target twice.
Huh.
So effectively, you got to make up your mind which one are you doing. So you're quite right. Thank you for reminding me about the 1 hex. So clearly the artillery will just fire because there's a whole lot more chooch going on there. It's 4 times 8. It's 32, so it's going to be 1.5 to 1. Going to be -10 because they're in skirmish order. But, why not? I say.
Well, and will you then also have a -5 because of the size?
No. If you're in skirmish, it doesn't matter. It's just skirmish.
Okay, I was curious about that.
So, rolled an 87, so that's
Comes a
pretty good roll. So 77, and so that is going to be good enough for a 1 increment loss. And there would be a morale check, except it was an 87, so there is no morale check. But
Right.
half of Ferguson's rifles just got whacked.
Yes. Well, they haven't really been doing much of anything, so
Oh, but they were creeping around. I don't like them.
there you go.
So we're not going to do that. All right. Okay. Well, then let's see. Now it's time for movement. And so I will reform the line here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, can't do that. All right. I'm just going to come 1 and then 1, 2. Well, that'd be 3 because it
Mm-hmm.
would be. Um, oh, actually, you know what? I won't. I'll just go ahead and march straight ahead. So that's 1, 2, and he's
Okay.
done. And not going to close assault you. I know that's going to come as a real shock to you, considering that you got what, 4, 5, 9, and I got 4 increments. I mean, you may be disordered, and that may cut you in half, but I'm not sure if I feel quite that cheeky.
Well, there you
It'd be
go.
pretty funny.
Stranger things have happened.
Oh no, that's the joy of the whole game series.
Yeah.
Except really, remember, our job here is to cause casualties and stall you.
And
And
so
so,
far, I am doing a great job of that.
yes, sir. Well played. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it. Humpton is going to flip over, and then it's over to you, Eric, to
All
roll
right,
for
here we go.
initiative.
Here we go. 95.
Okay, big roll. That's going to move us up the end turn marker. And it's going to give you guys a activation if you like.
All right.
Now
What do
you
you
guys
what do you want to do? Do you want to
do
do
some thumb
something
wrestling there.
up on your
Um,
end of the world? Do you have something exciting that you wanted to do,
let's
David?
let's see. That moves us up 1 on the.
Yeah, I
we
moved
only
it.
got 5 total here, so we don't have a lot. Um, I think I'll take the first one here,
Okay.
and I'll move the 4th and Independence.
All right.
Let's see who's where. All right, so we'll go here and we'll go here. Here and then to. Oh. How many can I have in line?
Oh, a lot. 16, I think.
In
So
the
I can
clear,
move.
you can have 32.
Okay.
Right, 32 it is.
Yeah.
A lot.
I do. Oh, here it is. And I'll take a disorder check on that on those. Oh, they're fine.
I don't believe so.
Fourth, move there. He's going to down. Now let's wait for a minute. I might need him out to something else. All right. I'll do those are Grenadiers. Yeah, the 2nd Grenadiers over there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and he will do a disorder check. Ooh.
21. Survey says
Yeah, well, and I think it's a plus 10,
21.
so yeah, but it's
Yeah,
still
it's
a
a
plus
plus
10.
10. Yep. Disorder plus 10. So he is disordered. Okay.
Well, and the Americans, you guys are on an army level, right? Of plus 10. Was that it?
For
Last time.
morale checks, it's
Morale
an army
checks.
morale
Oh,
modifier.
okay.
It doesn't affect disorder
Disorders.
modifiers at all.
Okay.
So, all right. Now let's see. Where am I going to put all these skirmishers?
Throw them forward.
Yep. One.
See.
2, 3, 4. Three and a half. Half. Two and a half. Three and a half. Oh, that one, he can't end there, can he?
No, well,
too far,
yeah,
too far away.
There's got to be within 2 of somebody, right? Of a formed unit.
Yeah, it's gonna be within 2 of a formed. So yeah, he can't move that far then.
Yeah.
All right. So
Well,
here, and we'll go there. I think it has to begin and end, right?
I don't know. That's what I was just going to look for because I didn't think it was that restrictive.
Was that a Brandywine specific rule, or was it a?
It'd be in the the general
Brandy-
rules.
Oh, in the general rule.
No, sorry. My apologies. Absolutely said what I did not mean. It's in the battle specific rules.
Okay.
Okay, rule 2. A unit in skirmish formation is limited to using 2 movement points during a movement segment in which, at the start or end, and that's actually in bold, of its movement segment, the unit is not within 2 hexes of a friendly non-routed combat unit. And I think we agreed that we were going to use the Monmouth rule that said formed unit.
Right.
So what that means is you could start within 2, and if that's the case, then you don't need to end within 2.
Okay.
And if you end within 2, you didn't have to have started within 2. But one or the other has to be true.
Okay.
But then
Right,
that means that he'd only have 2 movement points at the start of next turn because he. Well, we'd see. I mean, it could be that other units could move forward, I guess, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
I guess what it kind of feels like to me is, the skirmishers can kind of flex forward a little bit, but they need to come back,
Right.
or wait for the line to catch up, but they can't stray too far.
Right.
What I want to do with this independent artillery.
Just roll it forward and start blowing things away. Eventually. It cost what, 3 to move into the woods?
Yeah, so I'm moving down that. Okay. All right, now I can move my officer and
Oh, don't forget the exciting
bottom.
4th set of guns that. Where are
Oh
they?
yeah, they're
They're
way
Oh,
back.
yeah,
way
like
back
a
on the
mile and a
road.
half north. Yeah.
They will show up just in time for the victory parade into Philadelphia.
And they're automatically out of order or out of command, so they can only move that far, I believe.
Well,
Oops,
yeah,
because they can only move 2, and it's a half on the road.
right,
So
yeah.
they're making their way. And let's see, which one is the?
It's Agnew, I guess, is your leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it's that one there. And let's see, he is. Where do I want him to go? All right, we'll move him right there. Looks good. And we'll flip him over. And I think that is everybody there.
All right.
Okay.
It's your turn to roll. See who gets the initiative.
And roll for initiative. Bam.
Oh, 73.
Oh, that's a
That-
wing for
that's a
y'all
wing.
this time.
Oh, it sounds like Mr. Niephausen might be getting an activation here.
He will definitely in that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, first of all, we've got some disorders to roll for. So, let's start with this one back here with
I
the.
think we're going to take it as granted that everyone's in command.
Let's see. This guy here might be out of command. I think where's his leader? Oh, no, his leader's here. 1, 2, 3. Yep, he's out of command, I think.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he would be. Yeah. Okay.
So he's, I think, the only one who's out of command. Everybody
I
else should be.
except. Oh, nope. Nope, you're right. Yep, I think
Yeah.
you're quite right. I think otherwise everybody's close enough to somebody.
Okay.
So, all right.
So for disorder checks, it's just a -5 for being disordered. No other modifiers.
I mean, it's written as a +5 because it's actually modifying the effectiveness
Oh,
rating.
I'm sorry. I'm always thinking of
I know.
reversal here, reversal of fortune there. So
I'm actually playing another game right now where minus is good and plus is bad, and it's like kind of making my brain hurt a little bit.
well, in this one, plus is bad because you are
Right.
your effectiveness is worse off. The higher the number
you
is.
want a low
Yeah.
effectiveness rating, right?
All right, here we go. 42. I think we're probably okay. So
Yeah.
these guys, we can remove their marker.
Right.
Let's see. These guys are with a leader, so that can be removed automatically.
Yep.
Okay, so that's that. Then we've got these chaps here. They don't have a leader, so now I roll for the whole stack, or I roll for each unit individually.
You roll for the top unit in the stack, and it has the effect for both of them.
Okay, so let's see what we get. 72.
That's certainly
that's
enough.
probably good enough. Now, if it had failed, then they would both.
They
fail.
would both remain disordered.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's good to know.
Yeah, the only counter example to that is like when you're coming out of route.
Right.
You roll for route rallies individually if there happens to be a stack of units.
Right. Now this
And-
one here had a leader, so that one's going to be automatic. So we'll just clear that
Right.
one up.
There you go.
And let me just double check the line. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, well, I think everybody's where they're supposed to be. So
All right.
we'll take that for what it's worth. All right, so then now we do shooting.
Yep.
And we got a few people that are adjacent at the moment.
Right. Yeah, you certainly got some opportunities there.
Yeah, so let's start up here. We'll take a pot shot at you here. So I've got the 2 increments of artillery.
Right.
That's the regimental artillery, and so that's just times 4. So that's going to be 8 points.
Right, and then 4 increments of.
Yeah, 4 increments of
foot.
infantry, and that's going to be 16, so it's going to be 24 altogether. And
so it's, I don't think Orchard changes anything.
Yeah.
Oh no, it actually is. It won't matter, but actually the fire defense value is 12, which means it's 24.
And so
but
that's
you're
still
at
a 1-to-1.
4, so it's 1-to-1.
Okay, here we go.
Minus 10 for skirmish.
Oh yeah, you're skirmishy. Okay, here we go.
All right. Yep.
26.
Oy.
That's going to be a big nothing. All right.
You hid behind that apple tree.
Exactly. Here we got these chaps. We'll take a pot shot here. So I should have 4 and 4. I got 8. So I got 6. So 6 times 4 is going to be also 24. So that's going to be a 1-to-1 shot on those chaps.
All right.
And that's
on those. That's more than 1-to-1, right?
Why is it?
No,
that's 24.
It's 24 to 20.
Yeah, it's 1-to-1, right?
Okay, why is it 20? Why is it?
He's got a fire defense. His fire defense is 20. And I have 6 increments times 4 is 24.
Why is his fire defense 20?
That's funny.
He's in clear.
No, we're playing with that option that doubles the fire defense terrain value in order to keep from having 3-to-1 and 4-to-1 fire combats all the time. Like when we played Monmouth, we didn't do that, but in this game we have been.
Yeah, we've been playing with clear having a fire defense, with basically doubling the fire defense
of 20. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a 1-to-1 shot, and a 30 is a miss. Unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah, that's going to be a miss, yeah.
All right, we've got these chaps here. We'll take a shot there. And so we should be at the same thing. So it should be a 1-to-1 shot there. Let's see what we get.
Yeah, wow, okay.
So that's nothing, big fat nothing. And then we got Ferguson. There's only one poor chap left there. So that's going to be 7 to... I guess 20.
Oh, I don't even think.
I don't know that I can even.
No,
hit you,
no,
right?
well, no. 7 to 20 is 1 to 3, but no, in practice you probably won't be able to hit anything.
Well, here now I'm going to roll a 99 and prove you wrong.
There you go.
Oh, 52. I was close.
No, that's not good. Sorry.
All right. So now, what exciting stuff can I do?
So what does that tell you about how much combat David's been involved in?
I don't think he's had the occasion to shoot very often.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
he's been dozing off while you've been doing all this combat and wasn't aware of the fact that we were using 20.
I'm glad somebody's done some hard work here. So now I have a question for you. So this chap here, if he just advances the way he is now, he would then have his flank open.
Yes,
so
yes, he would.
He'd need to turn to face this hex vertex, but then he'd have his flank open to the skirmishers. Am I understanding that correctly?
Nope, you are absolutely right.
Okay.
And you could obviously do the turn in the current hex and then just move in the way you want to be, because that would be better than just marching forward and then doing a facing change, because then I would get opportunity fire at you.
So I will go ahead and turn, and then I will advance into that hex.
Right. Yep. Makes
Um,
perfect sense.
and then that should be all of his movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2. Um, and then these guys here, I think I'll just have them. I mean, they can do rule for close combat, I guess.
Sure.
Later.
Yep.
Let's see, I've got these skirmishers. I could move them here, couldn't I?
You could. Trying to remember what the
Let's see, it costs
deal
1
was with.
to move into the marsh, and it costs nothing to go across the stream. And
Oh
there
yeah, no,
is-
actually it looks like it's fine. It's only formed units that go into general order in a marsh, so they're fine.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about a disorder check, did you say?
There is no concept of disorder for skirmish units.
because you're not really in
So-
order to begin with.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, good. I'll pull that guy, push that guy forward too. Good. And then I will have these guys, I'll have them prolong here.
There you
So
go.
I can have some fun next turn. And now, can I move these guys in here, or do I need to move the skirmishers out first?
Well, they can't stay in the same hex together at the end of the turn. So yeah, you gotta figure out if you want the formed unit where the skirmishers are, then you need to move the skirmishers out somehow.
Okay. Well, I'll move them right there.
I'll take another shot as you
There
leave.
you go. 1.5 to 1 with a -10.
1.5.
What's
to
the worst
1.
that can happen? Skirmisher Ferguson gets blown to pieces.
Oh, that would be a shame.
I know.
We'll see what we get.
That's going to be a 69 at 1.5
I don't think.
to 1.
I think
that
69
still
just
hits.
misses.
Does it?
Nope, 69 just. Oh no, sorry, 1.5 to 1.
Yeah, 1.5 to 1. That's a hit.
Yeah. No, you're right. 69 is a hit.
Poof. All right, Ferguson was just a
Well,
waste
but the good
anyway.
news is, send him to the graveyard. The
Yeah.
really good part, though, is now there's room for the formed unit.
There you go. There you go.
I mean,
it was all
that's-
part of my clever plan.
Absolutely. Well, and
And-
besides that, honestly, tell me what the point is of having riflemen at night. How much range are you getting on that, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're at 7. Multiply.
That's true. That's
I know,
true.
but
That's true.
but there's only 2 of them. They're not worth
Yeah,
they're not worth a
exactly.
tinker's dam. So, all right. And then
But they're 2
let's see.
victory points for me. That's what's important.
I know, and you need every little piece you can get.
Tell you what.
Yeah. All right, I've got these guns here that are never going to see anything exciting. I'm going to move
Well,
this chap
yeah.
over here so he can maybe assist in some sort of close combat situation. Yeah, and then we'll let's see, I'll move this guy. He can only move 2, right? Or is it half of half? So he can only move 2 normally because he's out of command.
Right.
Actually, I'm not 100% sure if it simply says where was the nighttime turn?
Or if, since he's out of
Rule.
command and it's nighttime, he can't move at all.
No, that's definitely not it. But what, like, for example, if he was disordered and out of command, then it is half of half, in which case it's just 1.
Right.
But what I think is going on here is, let's see, maximum fire combat range, right. Any unit that expends more than half of its available MPs, more than half. So
Okay. So
because
he
he's
can
out
still
of
use it.
command, he's
If he-
got 2.
Right.
He
Right.
can move 2. He just have to take a disorder check if he does move the 2.
Okay. How many out of
So,
command
yeah,
he's got?
move.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Okay. So he can turn. Whoops.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know. It's magic. So there's 1.
Oh, now there's an out of command
And then
under him
2.
too. Yeah, that you're right. And And then disorder check on a +10.
Why would he do a disorder check? Because he only moved 2.
He moved more than half his movement.
He moved more than half of his movement points.
His movement
Remember,
points are 4.
Ordinarily he'd have 4, but because he's out of command, he had 2.
Okay.
He's entitled to use the 2, but because
okay.
he's using more than half, he's got to roll the
All
disorder
right, here we
check.
go. Let's roll. 87.
Oh, okay.
He just shrugs it
probably.
off.
He's just so excited about getting into combat and getting shot, just like his Hessian buddies.
Yeah, he was the poor chap who's been trying to come from that area up north.
The damn hill.
He has spent the better part of the day just, going through brush and bramble to try to make it to the battle here.
What did you do in the war, Daddy? I don't know. I heard a lot of fighting.
Pretty much. All right. So now we want to try to do some combat, I think.
Alrighty.
That would be fun.
Close combat.
Close
mania.
combat. Yeah.
So you designate the units that you want to close combat with.
Right.
Okay. So these chaps here.
Yeah.
And let's see. What sort of shape are those guys in? They're a little bit roughed up, but what the heck? Who are they up against? Oh, those guys.
Well,
better.
So on the one hand, my guys haven't been touched. On the other hand, I'm at +10 army morale.
Right.
And really, the thing about close combat, boy, morale is the big deal.
All right, but then you're like ×2 shooting. Is that correct?
No, it's +20 on my defensive fire.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. I knew it was something.
Yeah.
Now we'll do that one, and then we'll do this one here.
I do all.
You'd attack them all?
Man.
Okay.
Yeah. Hells yeah. Come on, man.
All right, here we go.
Only cardboard dies today.
So attack all down the line. Everybody attacks.
Absolutely. For king and country.
There we go. Even here.
Well, why the hell not?
There we go.
I mean, there's hardly anybody there. I mean, the odds are going to be spectacular.
Well, that's provided I actually go in.
And assuming you survive the defensive fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going.
All right.
We're going hell for leather here everywhere.
So first things first, then we go ahead and just roll the pre-melee morale check for basically everybody on down the line, and you'll pull the close combat markers off of any of them that fail.
Okay. So
whatever order you like.
We'll go with we'll just
back
go
up
right
to the
down
top.
the line. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Yeah.
First one, a 34.
Oh,
are we going with the regimental stuff or the?
No, it'd be the top infantry unit.
34. So he's a 34. So did he pass, or do they have to do better than that?
34 is good enough.
Okay. So
because I don't think there's any positive modifiers on this.
Okay. No, there's nothing positive in that regard.
No.
All right. So he's in. Next guy's down the line. Let's roll for them and see what they get. They got a leader there, so that might help if things are iffy. 51. I think that's more than enough for them to go in.
That's good.
We've got these Brits.
Also got a leader.
Oh, 90. They're very excited about the prospect.
Con gusto.
Let's see. These chaps here. 63. They're going to go in, I think. Let's see. And then we got these chaps here. Let's roll for them. 29. Now they got a leader there, I think.
No, I don't think there's a leader there.
There's Grant is there, but I don't know if he adds anything in.
He's just not on the top.
-4. So that's
I see
going to be. So that's going to improve things by.
Well, I think these guys are 24s anyway, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're 24s. So yeah, so they're going in.
Right.
Okay. And then last but not least, we got these chaps here. Oh, everybody's going in. It's just a riot.
Like you mean it. Okay. So at this point, then, you designate exactly who's attacking who, and then select the one you want to do.
Okay. Well, let's start down here at the bottom, I guess. These two can only attack that chap there.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so that's pretty self-evident. So these
yeah.
guys haven't been touched yet, huh? So
Yours? No, they're fresh.
no, yours.
That's correct.
I don't see any.
They're,
I don't
they're
see
all
any
fresh.
increment markers on these
Nope.
guys. Yeah,
Nope.
so it's 13-3. That makes it 4-1.
Well, don't you make a morale check?
Oh, I'm sorry. Of course, I don't know why I was getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I
Okay.
need to make a morale check, and so I will do that. And so it's at +10 because of army morale, but otherwise looks okay. Let's see where we go. And
It's going to be what,
probably
a
good
28?
enough because I think they're 20. They are 28, so that was just exactly enough. Boy, it's closer than I cared to get. All right. So then defensive fire. So I will have the artillery. Well, the artillery and the infantry can fire together because it's defensive fire. So I will have, let's see, 4 increments times 8, and then 2 increments times 4. Right? So that's going to be 40.
40. Yep. So you have a 2-to-1 on somebody.
2-to-1 plus 20. We'll go for the big stack, of course.
Sure.
2-to-1 plus 20. I feel good about 2-to-1 plus 20. Dice don't fail me now.
0. 89.
Well,
so that's going to be
I mean,
over 100.
that was good
right?
news and bad
109.
news.
So that's, oh my gosh, that's painful. That's a 3D. Right? Am I looking at that correctly?
It is a 3D. That's right. Yeah.
So does that come off the top unit exclusively since it's
Yes.
close combat? Okay.
It's fire combat, and so all the casualties come off the top unit in fire combat.
Well, I know. I just figured with artillery, if it was spread out over the.
Yeah, I take your meaning, but it isn't.
But it's canister at this range.
It would be.
Okay. All right. So then it was an odd roll. So do they
Right.
they make a disorder check but not a morale check?
Exactly. Make a disorder check but not a morale check.
All right. Here we go. And they
All
pass
right.
their
Disorder
check.
is good. Okay. All right. So now we've got that out of the way. Now let's see. We readjust and we find that you now have got 16 total increments. Is that right?
Let's see. I've got 12 plus
16.
4. Yep, 16.
Okay. 16-3 is going to be 5-1.
Okay. And then look at our
then
values.
we want to look at our combat values and don't even know what that was
both
doing
of my
there.
infantry units there are worth 3.
Okay.
And then the guy that's in the other stack is also plus 3. So all of my infantry are plus 3.
Okay, as is mine.
And then my leader.
What does he offer?
He adds 0.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Okay, so given that, then it's 5-1. I don't see any modifiers. I don't, because
the skirmishers got wiped out. We don't have a flank one. So
yeah, so
Right.
there's nobody on the flank, and that's usually what it is.
Right.
Sometimes there's leaders, sometimes there's morale that causes it. There's occasionally and I don't think so. I think it's just 5-1 straight up. And if you can't win a 5-1 fight, brother,
Well, if there's a way, I'll find it. Here we go.
well, roll a 0.
I rolled a 90.
Yes, sir.
So
You saved me.
how did I save you? That means I had a 9 and you're
full
got a
result.
0, right? Oh, that stupid thing.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
That means we actually cross bayonets in the dark.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So first things first, we look at the close combat special results, and we find that we each apply SP losses. You lose 3, I lose 2. That's and I'm gonna increase that increment to 2. Okay. Now, I believe in this case, because this is close combat, that point allocation is different. It's not the top unit.
Right.
Um,
It
and I'm
gets
just
Hey,
distributed.
so I have a question for you. How do you know who's who? I mean, so I rolled a 9 and you have a 0,
right.
right?
So
So what is the where on the chart are we?
so where on the chart we are is it doesn't matter who rolled what. The existence of a 9 and a 0 puts you then on the close combat special results table under roll number 9.
Okay, so if I rolled a 0, I'd be at
You
that. Okay, because I was trying to figure out how do you get to a
exactly.
0? So it's
Yeah.
just whatever the number is, and there you have
That's
it.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
the reason you're here is because of a 0, so we're not going to worry about that one. What was the other number? And then look that one up.
Okay. All right.
And that's how that goes. Yeah. Strength point losses as evenly as possible among the participating non-artillery units, starting with the largest strength point unit involved. If several units are eligible to take the SP loss, the owning player selects the unit. In this case, you got 3 units, you got 3
Yep.
losses.
I'm
So
just gonna.
basically it's one each.
Everyone gets a little love. Okay.
Ah, that's nice. Everyone. Okay. You need to roll for a leader loss because you see there's an asterisk on the attacker column.
Okay.
But only
you
if the
wanna roll-
leader gave a CV bonus to the units.
Well, it's funny you say that because yes, that is what the rule says, and I've
Yeah.
eventually he wrote an optional rule that said that doesn't make any sense because otherwise there's no downside to having that guy there and he can't ever die. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
he's like the guy from F Troop.
He is.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything good. He's just there for show.
Actually, no, in this case, I would argue that there's really some value to it.
Well,
I mean,
because yeah,
first of all, losing a leader has an impact on your army morale roll
mm-hmm.
because every leader counts for a certain number of step losses.
So I just roll one die and see what we get based on what's here on this little chart, correct?
That's
Yep.
right, exactly.
Okay. All
So
right,
if you
here we
roll
go.
off, it doesn't matter.
Roll high.
Oh
was
no,
that
he's
high.
That's
dead.
not high. That's not high. So then the only other complication is that this guy was the guy with the special ability where he could control the 1st and 2nd Brigade.
Well, not anymore. So now, what do you do? Because there was some in some of the because I just got Prague and something else, and they had some little chits that were like replacement leaders.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And so yes. So the way that works is that the next time that formation activates,
Right.
you take well, all right, there's 2 choices. There's 2 different systems, and I'm not sure how old this game is. Is it old enough that it has the substitutes?
It says in the special rules.
Actually, I'm looking for the substitute leader units, though. Where are they?
Yeah, I don't think they have the units in here.
So there's 2 different ways it goes, effectively. One is in the later games, you actually have named substitutes.
Right.
And so you just draw blindly a named substitute, and then he's the new leader starting with the next activation.
Right.
In the older games, what you effectively just did is you put the leader, on the time chart for the next turn, or maybe they haven't even activated yet this turn, maybe
Right.
you put it back on this turn. But the next time that unit activates, you draw one of those substitute markers and put
you
it
put it
under
underneath them.
the
Okay.
leader, and the values on the substitute marker just modify the values of the actual leader himself. It's not like the substitute marker has the values, it's just modifying the leader's values. But I don't see
they're on, they're command leader replacements. Use a standard bar black and white leader loss counters for loss command leaders. It's on page 5. All
Yeah,
command leaders in Brand are replaced with A counters except for the American militia leaders, which are B counters. And an A counter is an EM +2, an IR -1, and a CM -1.
Yeah, I don't see anything here though in the vassal module that's got a marker for
yeah,
that.
that's the problem. I'm looking through the units and through the leaders, and all it's showing you is the actual leaders.
Yeah, there's nothing in the list of game units that has it.
Right. Exactly. Right. It's really frustrating.
Well, he wasn't all that hot anyway, so
Yeah, I know. And in fact, sometimes, yeah, the replacement's better than the original.
Yeah, we had that happen in
Mm-hmm.
Brandywine,
Monmouth?
right? Or
okay.
Monmouth,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna put him on the 740 turn track, and then we'll figure out what to do
Because
with
they've
him then.
already activated, of
Yeah.
course, so it'll be next turn, right? We'll
Okay.
worry about it then. Okay.
All right, and then what happens?
Oh, okay. So we did the KIA. So now we're ranking all the stacks by their effectiveness rating using morale check G
G.
modifiers. G,
Okay.
really the only thing that's going to matter there is 50% SP losses, which is going to affect one of your units there.
And it's also
Is
gonna
this a
affect your
disorder check? No, this is a morale check. Okay.
No, it's a morale check.
And we look at column G, 50%
G.
dead, disorder
Right.
shaken,
10.
routed. Okay, all right. So that seems to be the only thing. And then, of course, now does your army level affect you?
Absolutely, because that's right there at the bottom of the top section there under
Okay.
unit state. So my guy is going to be half dead and army morale. So he's going to get +20. So he's going to be at 48.
Okay. And then this guy will be, he'll be 34, and then this guy will be 24.
Yes, I believe
Okay.
that's right. So I have the highest number, so I have to roll first, and if I do, then I vaporize because I lose an SP and rout. Well, of
Right.
course, I only have one SP left, and the guns will get whacked too. So no pressure.
Piece of cake.
And then if and then if I don't fail, then your guys will have to take
right. Okay.
the roll.
And
All right, so
in the
we'll-
order that they
and
that they go.
in the order
Okay.
highest to lowest. That's
Cool,
right. So
cool.
I'll roll, and here we go. Okay, I made it.
Okay.
So your top stack there needs to roll 34.
Okay. So here we go. Let's see if they get lucky. No, they don't.
Okay, so now they rout.
Okay. And so what happens to the guns? Do the guns stay?
The guns don't move. They weren't ever part of this.
Okay.
They're just standing there.
Okay. So then
It's-
I move
it's a
back. How
clock.
far do I move back?
4.
4. Okay.
And of course it's both of them because again.
Okay. So that guy's there, and then that guy there. Okay, I think I've got that correct. Good.
Right.
And then this chap
the
here.
way the way we mark them as routed is by inverting
Oh,
the units.
okay. There we go.
There you go. Perfect. Yep. All right.
All right.
And then this guy
chap.
here, 24.
Okay.
Yep.
And he passes.
Oh, and he's just like, what is wrong with you guys?
Okay.
I'm still here. Okay. So now we have another round of combat.
Okay. So I'm at a +3, and
Oh, I'm sorry. There was one other thing.
oh. What else?
The failing stack loses 1 strength point and routes. So
Yeah.
Oh, they lose another point. Okay.
right.
All right. And does it matter who
And-
it comes off of, or just?
Well, according to the rules, it's whichever unit has the highest strength point value,
Okay,
which
so
right now
this
would be
particular
the
point is
other
the-
unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So now It is what, 5-1 now? I think that's right.
I've
It's
got-
still 5-1
Yeah, I've
after
got
all
5
that.
increments, and you've got 1 increment.
Okay, so it's 5-1. However,
Yep.
if you're half dead, then your printed CV value is reduced to half, or reduced by half,
Okay.
rounded up. So that
you
is
were
to say,
2.
my +3 is now a +2. Yours is still a +3, so it's 5-1 plus 1.
Okay. All right. So here we go again. And
Right?
and as you said, I could always muff it up here. Apparently,
Right.
rolling a
Every
0
chance.
is the bad
Yes.
thing. 66
Oh no!
plus 1
Okay, +1
is
on
just
5
a
to
1, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay.
And
So
that
I
is
am a 1 and you are a 2R, if I'm reading this
Okay.
correctly.
Yep, you are exactly right.
Okay.
So you take 1 increment loss. I take 2 increment losses en route, which basically sends everybody to the graveyard.
Well, that was expensive.
That was my cunning plan.
I lost. Well, and I'm just going to blame General Howe because he was the one who said attack all down the line there. So
We're driving a wedge between them, boys.
exactly. Now I know why Burgoyne is dragging his heels, coming to help out there. So
Exactly. Why am I going to help? The guy's a menace.
exactly. Look at all,
All
the
right.
Brits he's managed to get killed. Okay, then the next thing is, I guess we'll have this chap attack this chap, right?
Rightio. So you've already gone in, so I will do my defender morale check first, and that's going to be with a +10 and a -4 for the leader, so +6 for the leader. All right, and he is shaken,
Shaken but not stirred.
which is what you want to see. And so then we'll go ahead and do defensive fire. The shakenness doesn't actually affect defensive fire, but I've only got 4 increments. So I'm only going to get 16 to 20, so it's going to be 1 to 1.5 at +20.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and shoot away, see what we can get. Hot diggity! Hot
guys
diggity!
Firing very well. So that's a 90, becomes 110.
Becomes 110, yes.
So that's a 2D. Well, but is that a 0? Is that a special result since you rolled a 0?
No. That's not a special
So
result.
why is it a special result when I roll a 0, but it's not a special result when you roll a 0?
Well, actually, if you look at the very top of the combat results table, it shows you that special results are on 0 through 09.
Oh, it's got to be the first number's got to be a 0.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So then that's a 2D
So that's
M.
2. Yeah. So 2 increments off the top unit.
Okay.
Man, I'm getting away with murder here.
Apparently so.
All right, and then a disorder check,
Okay. Here we roll.
and
for
that would be +5 minus anything Cleveland offers.
Yeah. Let's see what he's worth. He's a -4, I guess. Is that correct? Am I reading that correctly?
Yep.
Okay.
Looks like So
right.
+1. So.
I rolled a 0.5.
Oh, geez.
So
Now
is that a
see,
special thing, or is that
it's a special result.
Oh
That
my
is.
God. And is that
Yes,
the
sir.
disorder special results?
It is a disorder special result. Exactly. And here I am looking
Combat defender reaction? No. Where do I find it?
Um,
Brandywine disorder special result.
Defensive fire result.
Defensive fire
Oh,
result.
it's an E. Okay.
Yeah.
So 0.5. If the defensive fire was from artillery, re-roll with a +15 ER modifier.
Otherwise re-roll with a +5.
+5 ER modifier. So I roll
Okay.
again.
Right.
Okay.
+5.
Here we go. Ah,
Oh,
now it's a
jeepers.
0.2.
Now they're disordered.
Are you sure?
You can't have a special result on a special result. So
Oh,
that
okay.
0-2 was just a really bad roll instead
Okay.
of being a special result.
Well, you never know. I've
No, I
managed
get
to
it.
I managed to
This
snatch
this is
defeat from the jaws of victory so many
this is
times
why
here.
our vast listening audience is so interested in the topic because
Well,
we know
this is like NASCAR. You know,
this is NASCAR.
we're
What?
we're moving along, and then suddenly, a tire comes off, and a car flips through the stands, and drivers
We are
and people
definitely
are
seeing that.
thrown higgly piggly everywhere, and
We are definitely
yeah,
seeing that.
this is a train wreck here everywhere we go. All right, so I've rolled for that. Now, what's the next thing I have to roll for?
So the next thing is a morale check.
All
The
right.
morale check is at +10 because that's what it said.
Okay, and then is there any
'cause-
other plus?
Well, in this case, yes, because the top unit's now half dead.
So where are we at? Is this a what kind of morale check is this? I'm looking at our different morale check things.
I'm looking. I think it is just a fire combat result. Yeah, it is. It's a fire combat result, so it's type A.
Type A. So I've lost 50% in that top unit, so that's a +10.
Yeah.
I'm disordered, that's
Disordered.
another +5, so that's +15.
Right.
And is there anything else? Am I missing anything else?
A +10 that's
Oh, and
just
then a
part.
+10 for just because of how effectiveness the fire was. So it's a +25, and then it's a -4 because of my leader.
So then I want to take a look though, because supported line. I always struggle with supported line. I have to give me a second. I'll find it. Supported line. A line or hook formation is supported when each of its flank hexes contains either a friendly unit neither routed nor shaken or non-clear terrain. I would say he gets a -10 for supported line.
Yep.
Okay, so I
Because-
just have a plus.
because he's got non-shaken units on both sides. So +15, I think.
Yeah, and then minus the 4 for leave. So just a +11 altogether. Okay, let's
All right.
see how many special results I can get on this one here.
Jeez.
21. So that's going to fail. Right, so now are they shaken?
Now they're shaken and disordered.
Okay. And so where's the marker for that? Does this thing not flip over?
You can just increment that.
So how do I do that? Just increase?
Increase.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. So now this is what a cluster. Okay. So and I'm pretty sure this does not happen very often. But you're special, so you made it happen. Good for you.
Well, this is just for our listening audience.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my word. So if you had been shaken in your pre-melee morale check, then there would have been no close combat at all.
Right.
But at this point, you're here.
Right.
So even though you're shaken, it actually doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're still coming in. So, okay. So that was obviously a tremendous amount of wreckage there. So now let's take a look and see what we've got. I believe you've got 7 increments.
Correct. And you've
However,
got
they're
4.
they're disordered. So that's really 4 increments.
Right.
It's halved rounded up. I've got 4.
Right.
So it's 1 to 1. Okay. Your guys are probably +3. Probably my guys are +3. I don't recall for sure, but let's just assume that's the case. I think it is.
Oh, yeah. Let me flip these guys over. All right. So yeah, I'm +3, and then I think Cleveland was a +1 on
He's
top
a
of
he's a
everything
plus
else.
one. Yeah. All right. All right. So, unfortunately, the guy in the front
He's
is the
half
one
dead, so he's just a
he's half
+2.
dead, so he's a +2. Cleveland makes it a +3, but only +3. By the way, -5 for being shaken. So
Right.
he's actually -2, right?
Okay. I'll take your word
And
for it.
and I am a 3 -5 because I'm shaken too. So
Right.
I'm -2 +1, so I'm -1. I think the overall is -1 at 1-to-1.
So is it always the lead unit that you're looking at, or is it the average of the units?
No, no, you know what? I take it back. I take it back. I believe you are correct. I believe it is actually the average of the stack.
Right. So
Yep,
if
yep.
there's
Let's
four
take a
that
look.
are at worth 3 and there's 3 that are worth 2,
Right.
I mean, are we still
So,
at 3?
so yes, I think you are.
Okay.
For line hook formation, use the average CV rounded of the units that contribute the top 4 non-artillery SPs, except it would probably be top type 8 in the American Revolution.
Okay.
Right, because these are the standard rules
Right.
I'm reading from. So, so what is the average combat value of the top 8? Well, of course, there are just 8, right? I mean, you've
Right.
only got 7 increments total.
Yeah.
So yes. So one of them's a 2, the other one's a 3. That's 2.5, which rounds right back to 3, and then you
So
get the
leader adds
leader,
1.
which
So we're
adds
basically
4.
on
So
1-to-1 with no pluses, no minuses.
that's exactly what it is. Yep, absolutely.
Okay. And there's nothing else that I can see here as far as infilade or anything like that.
No,
So, okay. So we just roll the dice and see what horrible roll I come up with this time.
we've got every confidence in you.
I know. I'm good at that. Here we go.
Jeez. God. You're a menace. You're
Oh
a
my god,
menace.
if I could pull out the worst possible result, I do. So this is then a 0-6.
Okay, so that's 2 increment losses for both of us.
Each.
Obviously, it'd be
Right.
one on each of your units and 2 to me, which makes me more than half dead at that point.
Oh my god. And why are we it's just nothing but bayonet all the time. Or
Yeah,
yeah.
because I'm guessing we're not seeing each other until it's so close that it's too late to
Yeah.
run away.
Yeah, well, that's the story we're telling our grandchildren.
Exactly. Those of us that survive.
At this rate, it's a big bloody
Oh my
mess.
God, that's hysterical. Okay,
And then we have
now
leader
both of
losses.
us,
And we
both of us have an asterisk, so both of us have to roll for the leader
Um,
loss. So, you know,
I'll roll
you want to roll for
yeah,
Cleveland?
I'll roll for Cleveland. I'm feeling
All
lucky.
right.
A 3. He's dead.
Oh my gosh! All right, I'll roll for who? That's Humpton, right?
Yeah.
Humpton, right? All right.
Oh, he's wounded.
Oh man.
Oh no, it's no effect.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No effect. Oh my gosh. You are as snake bit as anybody I've ever seen, Eric.
Well, it's we're doing it's entertainment.
It's
This
entertainment.
is why we
for the-
live stream so that way
I-
people can see how the sausage is made.
I was going to say entertainment for the masses, but I mean, who are we kidding? It's not really quite that many people right at the moment,
yeah.
but whatever. All right, all good. Well, that's a good time, I would say, for sure. So then we rank all the stacks according to their G morale check values.
Right.
And let's see.
I think you're going to be the worst just because unless your
Well, the
morale
arm-
is
Right.
better than mine.
Right.
But you've got that plus 10 for the army level.
It's 10 for half dead. It's 10 for shaken. It's 10 for
10
army
for army.
morale. -4, so it's 26 on top of his 28, so it's 54 is my number.
Right.
You are 24s, half dead is 10, shaken and disordered is 15 more.
Right.
So that's 25. So that's 49 for you. So
Right.
I got to roll first.
Okay.
All right. So I will roll first.
66. I
We
think that's the same
stand.
one. All right. Let's see if the Brits will go in. 59. We do.
All right. So,
So
they
we do
stick
all
around.
of this again.
We do all of this time with feeling. Okay.
So,
Now
I
I've
gotta
only got
see.
2 increments left.
And I've got
5.
2. I got 5. Yeah. Yeah. So the odds are
Okay.
slightly in my favor, but you'll have a +1. Well, no, you'll be down a notch because you've lost more than half.
No,
right?
I was half dead before.
No, you weren't half dead before.
Oh, I wasn't half dead. You're right. You're right. Okay.
So you'll be
All right.
at 2 + 3 for your guy, and I'm half dead all the way around. So yeah, so you'll have a +1,
2.
right? So it's 5
So
to
it's-
2, so it's 2.5 to 1.
Well, there's
they've
only a
got
2 to
that.
1 column.
Okay, so it's 2 to 1, and it's a -1 altogether because you're slightly better than me. You've got a 3.
No, I don't think I see that yet. Cause, oh no, hold on. So, let's back up a step.
Okay.
So you're disordered.
Yeah.
So that means that your 5 increments are not 5; they're 3.
Oh, okay. So it's 1.5 to 1.
Right, and you've got some 2s and some 3s, so it averages to 3 for your CV value.
Yeah, but everyone's half dead at this point. Right?
Oh,
so
sorry.
both
Sorry.
so
And-
both the
oh,
top
you're
and
right.
bottom.
Even the bottom. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're just +2. I get it. But
Yeah.
I'm +2 with the commander.
Right.
I get it. All right. So I believe it is 1.5 to 1 because you've got 3 increments. I've got 2. It's 1.5 to 1 minus 1.
Okay. Here we go. You want to see another special result?
I hope not.
Survey says 27.
Oh boy, that's even worse.
Yeah.
So that is my number is 5 larger than yours.
Okay.
And then of course I also had the 1 die roll modifier. So really it's 6 better than yours.
Right.
So
So
it's
we're
actually
on a
going to be
-6.
-6 on
Okay.
the 1.5 to 1 column.
Right. So I'm 1R and you are 1D, if I'm reading
That's
that
right.
correctly.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly.
All
So 1 unit, and it would have to be
The one
the
that's-
6/4 takes 1 and runs away.
Right. Well, they all run away, don't they?
They all run away. Absolutely,
Yeah.
they do. They can't end up in the same hex with that other routed unit, so they can run west and then
Right.
squirrel off to the
1,
side
2,
if they need
3,
to.
4.
All right, and I take another increment loss. God, what a bloodbath this has been! And I'm
You
now
don't need
shaking.
You don't need the routed marker. You just flip it.
Oh, I just flip them over. Sorry.
Right. In fact, that's a little bit confusing because in the standard game,
Right.
you can either flip the counters over or use a routed marker, Mox Nix.
Right.
But in these games, because voluntary route seems to be such a big deal, they explicitly say in order so you can keep straight which is which,
Right.
use the route marker if it's voluntary, and then flip the unit over if it's not voluntary. So that's why we're
I'm
doing
sure
what
those
we're
guys
doing
were
there.
wishing they had voluntarily routed.
Oh my gosh! God,
Earlier
what a
in the
nightmare! Oh my, this has been nuts. Okay, so
All right, I'm gonna do this one here,
you-
attacking you there.
because you'd like to win one, is that what you're saying?
Well, no, because if I have to clear you out, otherwise you're on the flank of this guy, right?
Yep, very well done.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
well
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yep, there you go. So yeah, absolutely. And
You're
because
already
I'm
shaken.
shaken, I don't know if I can do a retreat before close combat if I'm shaken. I don't know if I can or not. We're about to find out.
I have a feeling you are correct on that.
Oh, which means I might finally, possibly, hopefully,
Yeah, I might actually get to hit him.
slightly
Won't
have
that be nice?
success with something.
Come on, where is? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Light infantry, skirmishers, unit that retreats. Boy, actually, a disordered unit can't retreat before close combat, but it doesn't say anything about shaken. Now, to be clear, if he fails the morale check at the end of his withdrawal, of course he would become routed because he's already shaken.
Right.
So that would probably be the impact there. But it does say disordered units can't, but it absolutely does not talk about shaken units. So, all
I
right.
saw
So
that somewhere, but maybe it was just disordered.
yeah, well, disordered
So it
makes
says-
sense, right?
So it says non-skirmisher units that are capable of retreat before combat must not be disordered in order to do so. But you are a skirmisher.
Oh no, all that's to say, but disorder doesn't mean anything to a skirmisher. That's
Right.
why they said it,
Right.
right? So if it's possible for you to be disordered and you are, then you can't retreat
Right.
before combat. But if you are a skirmisher, then disorder doesn't matter. So of course you can retreat.
Right.
But of course the morale check is also going to be modified by the fact that I'm shaken.
Oh, okay. So you would
because-
retreat before combat, but
Oh
you're
hell's
gonna,
yeah!
yeah.
I'm going to for sure. Where is it?
It's this one right here. Or are you
No,
looking
no,
at what type of
I'm
morale check?
looking for the morale check. Where is it? Friendly unit retreats. Is it that one? Is it F? No, it says D.
It's
Oh,
retreat
there it
before
is. D.
combat. D. Yeah.
D. No, it's D. Retreat before close combat. That's the one I want. Okay,
Right.
so we will back up one, and we'll just stop there because we're cheeky bastards. And then I'm going to look at column D. They are at 50% losses,
Right.
so that's 10. They are shaken. That's another 10.
You've got the
Um,
army morale.
There's the army morale. That's another 10. So that's
Right.
30 all day. And I don't think anything else counts. I don't
And then you
see
just got what
anything.
the leader Maxwell adds in. So
Yeah. All right. So it's 30 minus that. So let's see what we get. Well, that is definitely not going to be enough. I don't think those guys are walking around with a 5.
it's
Morale
improbable.
factor. Yeah, it's improbable. All right. And so we look under D and we see that the fail effect is units are shaken or an already shaken unit routes. So no surprise there. They're going to route. So I will remove the shaken marker. I will remove the skirmisher marker. Oh, but I can't remove the skirmisher marker because it's evil. I will flip the unit over and then we'll run away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so there you go. Okay. Now, because I left the hex, you've got to advance. It
Right.
probably doesn't really break your heart because you're in a zone of control. You can't change facing, but you weren't going to anyway, and so that one's done.
Oh, right. We captured
Hardly any
one
casualties.
hex. We captured
There
the
you go.
orchard.
Yeah, the colonies are quaking now. You've taken 100 yards by 100 yards.
All right. And so now,
Your
do
choice.
I have to attack? I mean, how does this work? Do I have to attack everybody, or how does this work?
So because Make
So
sure I
both
get
of
this
these
right.
guys passed.
If
So does that mean I have to
effectively
attack both of them?
each one of them has to attack the hex directly east of them.
Okay. Okay.
If one of them if the top one had failed, the bottom one can only attack the bottom American stack. But if the bottom one had failed and the top one had not, he'd actually be required to attack both.
Both of them. Okay. All right. Well, then
So
I'll
it's
do
definitely
this one.
hazardous.
I'll do this
Oh,
one first.
okay. All right.
Because I got somebody here on your
Sounds
flank, which might
Yep.
cause
Oh no, that is
some
definitely the way to play.
consternation.
Faux show. Stream does not have any effect on the battle. You are crossing the stream, but that's not a problem. I just double checked.
Right.
All right. So you've already rolled, so I will go ahead and roll for my pre-melee morale check, and that's going to be a B. And this unit is fresh, so there's nothing to it other than plus 10 for outflanked and plus 10 for army morale. So plus 20 altogether for those guys. Yeah, that should do.
Right. I mean, they'd have to be a 36 or something.
Yeah.
28,
So they're okay. All right. So they stand.
Okay.
All right. So then they will do defensive fire. Defensive fire will be 6 times 4, which is going to be 24. So it's going to be 1-to-1. 1-to-1 plus 20. See how the fickle finger of fate treats us here. That's more like it. Okay.
That's going to be a 69.
69 at 1-to-1.
And that says D. If I'm looking at that right, defensive fire.
Yes, that's what I was thinking happened on the last one, but this was 1-to-1, so it is actually just a D. So that means a disorder check for the top unit there in your stack.
Okay, here we go. And they pass. Unless
No
a 9
problem.
means a problem for a 0
No.
means a problem for me.
No, you rolled too well. I'm sorry, you can't do that.
Okay. I got to do that occasionally.
We've got rules here. We have standards. All right. So you survived the defensive fire. So now it's time for close combat. So I'm
I've
going to
got
flip my guys
8
over.
increments, and I think you've got 8 increments. So it's a 1-to-1 to my knowledge.
Believe it is. Both of mine are plus 3s.
I'm plus 3, and then my leader doesn't add anything.
Your leader doesn't add anything. However, I got somebody on my flank. So for this first round of combat only, so optimistically here I am talking about multiple rounds of combat already.
Hey, I managed to botch a 5-to-1 attack. I just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, we all enjoyed it tremendously.
Yeah, multiple 5-to-1 attacks.
Yeah.
It's like, if I
Hold
could,
my ale.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I think it is 1-to-1 plus 3 is exactly what it is this time.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's see what we get. A 96.
Now that's 1-to-1. That's a 6 on the 1-to-1 chart there.
So that's a 1D for me and a 1R for you.
That's almost like what you had in mind.
Well, that's better than a poke in the eye, which is what I've managed to be dishing out to myself here most of the time.
Thus far, yeah. All right. So, so I take an increment off of the top unit, and the rest of them go running. 1, 2, 3, 4. And your fellas are disordered.
Right.
But not routed, so you can flip them back over to their front side. And
right. They would then advance, and they advance, and then they're going to be disordered. So, disorder. Okay. Cool, I guess.
Um, yes. Yes, right. So, and so now you start to see how this all works out, because once you get a flank, if you're able to start peeling the line open,
Right, kind of roll it up.
exactly, and that's really where you really start getting some real benefits. Where, to be honest, I mean, what did you do this time? I mean, you just kind of came straight in, right?
Right.
And yeah, you come straight in, and sometimes it's going to go real badly. But if you can set up some flanking stuff,
Right.
that's how you make this work more to your liking. On the other hand, we've had a lot of chuckles over this.
Oh,
so
we have. It has been
let's don't forget
a
that.
hoot and a half.
That's exactly what we're after.
All right, so now we're on
Okay.
to this one here, I guess, right?
Yep. The last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So let's see. I've got fresh units, so it's plus 10 for the army, plus 10 for being enfiladed. So it's plus 20 minus whatever the leader offers. Let's take a look. Well, that's certainly going to be
probably good
enough. So we stand and we deliver. So we will fire with however many that is. 6
It's gonna be- it's a
times 4
1-to-1.
is 24. It's 1-to-1 plus 20, just like the last
Yeah.
one. And let's see what we get. A big whiff.
All right, finally.
The dice eventually had to give up
The
on.
Hessians had suffered enough so far this game. Although at this point the Brits have suffered.
Oh my gosh. God. Oh boy, wait till Hal hears about this.
Exactly. He's Niephausen
You're
is going to
fired.
be demoted. He's going to go over. He's
That's
going to
right.
start helping the Americans now.
Start peeling potatoes.
Exactly. All right. So that was nothing. So now I think I've got 8 and you've got 7. So it's a 1-to-1. And then what? I guess we flip stuff over and see what we've got. My troops are plus 2 and my leader is plus 1. So it's a plus 3.
Right, and my guys are 3 with a plus 1 leader, so that's 4 minus 3 in this first round of combat for being enfiladed. So
Okay.
plus 2 at 1-to-1 right now for this first round.
Okay. Let's see what we get. 67. So that's going to be, it looks like altogether like a 1.
It's going to be plus 1. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay. So positive 1 and 1-to-1 is M and M.
Okay, so this is a result that is actually an extraordinarily common result, and yet we haven't seen it yet.
And yet this is the first time we've gotten it in all the close combat. 'Cause
Exactly.
Everybody's
So-
been bayoneted every time.
This is
Okay.
a little bit like the special result, but it's a whole lot simpler, because really all it is, attacker first, morale check. If you fail, you rout. If you don't fail, then I do my morale check. If I fail, I rout. If not, we refight.
Oh, okay. So
Attacker first? I thought it was the same as
isn't
the other.
it based on who's got the better effectiveness
Nope.
rating?
Nope. In that sense, it's different. The morale check from the combat results chart is straight up attacker checks first.
Okay.
And what are you, a 34 minus
I'm a
4?
34.
So
yeah, here we go.
third-
Let's roll,
30,
see what
yep.
we get.
30.
A 0-8. Is that a
And
failure,
that-
or are we on to some special thing?
That's a special result.
Oh my
That's
god!
a special. Well, that's actually probably good news for you, because a 0-8 would be a big bad failure otherwise. So this was an M. Oh no! I take it back. I don't think M results have a
Morale check special results.
or morale check. No special results for type G. For M close combat results and CC special results, there are no special results
Oh,
on
okay.
0
Okay.
to 09, so it's just a failure.
All right. So then that's going to end, and they are going to route and
Lose
go
an increment
backwards.
and route.
Okay. All right. So, and then you don't have to make a route check.
Exactly.
Okay. 1, 2.
I, I, I might really
3,
be very well off
4.
if I routed and got away, since clearly, I mean, I've got people honing in on me, but whatever. I mean, this is all just for the Constitution. Oh wait, we don't have a Constitution. For the Articles of Confederation. That's what it's all about.
Wrong war.
All right.
No, the Articles of Confederation were what predated the Constitution. Not the Confederacy, the
Oh, okay.
Articles of Confederation.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I think that
Wow.
takes care of whatever Kniphausen was doing. I think
How do
everybody
you
is
feel about close combat, Eric?
everybody's dead or dead.
Oh my God.
We managed to kill 2 leaders, and the line is in a slight disarray. So what can you do?
Paul Borchers will talk about how it seems to him that players are much more willing to just go charging into close combat without necessarily spending the time of doing a lot of firefighting and trying to wear the enemy down. And he wonders if really how realistic that is. But on the other hand, if you're a player and you've just experienced this, maybe you are going to be a little bit more circumspect next time, right? Maybe
Well,
eventually.
it's nighttime. We're not expecting anything too exciting.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I do have to do say that you definitely, your roles were role wise, you came out definitely a lot better than Eric did on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Heavens, yeah.
My roles
Absolutely.
are absolutely horrible. I mean, if I could,
And
Yeah,
you
and
like
if I could,
passed every morale check,
Yeah.
and you like.
Yeah, I mean, I had some big defensive fire results that
Mhm.
that really screwed up what should have been perfectly good attacks. And then, yeah, you contributed by rolling special results on 5 to 1s,
Yeah.
which, I mean, just, but again,
Yeah.
think about it.
Yep.
19% of the numbers are going to have 0 in them,
yeah,
right? There's just no way around it. So it is definitely going to happen. You just never know when it's going to. And yeah, unfortunately, a 5 to 1 is every bit as subject to that as a 1 to 1 is.
well, and
And I
this is
guess
this
if you
is
think
what
about
this is
it,
what puzzles me, because with some of the stuff, it's got to be a 0 and then the other number for it to be a special result. And then with this one, I
yes,
didn't
you're
roll
right.
a 0. I rolled a
You
9 and then a 0, and so
completely agree.
yeah, and so that's why I'm just like flummoxed with
Yeah. No,
know.
you're right. I mean, most of the time you get a special result when the leading digit is a 0.
Right.
And in this case, just either one of you. Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's a little bit like an initiative roll in the sense that either one of us rolling a 0 makes it a special result. However, in that case, there are still 2 columns. It actually still matters who rolled the 0 and who rolled the non-0.
Right.
Whereas with the close combat special results, it makes literally no difference at all.
Right.
Yeah, and I can see, I mean, if you're not familiar with the system, that could seem a little bewildering.
Yeah,
I guess
because
it's just
I was
second
thinking,
nature.
oh yeah, I've got a advantage of 9 now, because
Right.
9 minus
Right.
0 is 9 here, and
If it was
yeah,
any number other than 0, yes,
Yeah.
you would have been right.
yeah, okay, well, no worries. I think that's
All
it
right.
for Kniphausen.
Oh boy, is it ever? Oh my gosh. I can hardly wait for the Army morale check at the top of the hour.
Yep, yep. And we managed
Okay.
to kill off half of the British, all in one fell swoop.
All in one fell swoop. So, whose role is it? Is it mine again?
Yeah, I think it's yours, because David had managed to give me that. Exciting.
Okay. Yeah,
activation.
that's right.
It's
right,
all
let's see
it's
what
all
we got.
David's fault.
Well, it looks like David gets another one.
Right. So we're done
And
down there.
we'll
So
advance
Oh yeah, we're definitely done down there.
in so many ways. Oh my word. If this weren't a family show, I'd call this a shite show.
Yes.
Since we have a family audience, we wouldn't want to say anything like that.
all right.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
let's move in the third here. Let's see what the third is going to do. All right. What do
I think there's a hole in my glass here. I'm going to go tend to that. I'll be back anon.
There you go.
1, 2, and this guy, that's his whole turn. He will need to take a disorder check because he uses all his movements. Fine. Do it. Take him out of road column. That's 1, 2. And he face there.
All right. Did I win yet?
Yes, yes. That last turn
Excellent.
pushed you easily into the victory
big time.
column. Oh yeah.
Excellent. That's what this is all about, brothers.
Kniphausen's orders were confused.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I even touched on that a minute ago. I said, you can explain away all these special results by it just being nightfall.
Yeah.
But the truth is, that's how this game always feels to me. Is that you can always make up a story to explain why it is you're seeing what you're seeing. And I think in a way that seems more likely to generate an actual story than, I had, no disrespect to the game, it's an awesome game, but I had, Ukraine 43, where the units are divisions and when I rolled a 5 on that 3-to-1 attack, is there a story that goes with that? No.
No. Yeah.
It doesn't really conjure up a story the way this game, to me, conjures up stories over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I am finding very pleasant with it. I mean, obviously there's things that are just like, oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, well, yeah.
But at the same stroke, it's just like, okay, I can see this, and I can, imagine these guys. They're in line, and they go through some sort of terrain, and now they're disordered, or something
Right,
happens, and now
the
the
sergeants
line
are
is
running up and down
yeah.
trying to get them all dressed.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
line's all higgly piggly and whatnot.
Right.
And then you've got they're shaken, so now from a morale point of view, they're half of them are looking over their shoulder to see if they
Right.
can bolt. So yeah, there's definitely some some interesting sort of narrative arc type of stuff that you can conjure up with what's happening here. So it's certainly fun in that regard.
Sure feels like it to me. I get a kick out of it. So this is going to be the Battle of Dilworth, is it?
No, this is Chad's Ford has now been renamed Bloody, bloody, bloody Chad's Ford.
Slippery Ford.
It's Red Ford. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious.
And okay. All right, I'm done.
All right, brilliant, Eric.
All right, here we go. Let's roll the dice. See what we get. Oh, it's yours.
So it is. So it is. Very nice. Okay, let's see. I think good times. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with Hartley. I think I think he better hope for nightfall. I guess we'll do the North Carolina Brigade next. That's the guys in these fancy French-looking uniforms.
All right.
And actually, I haven't even looked at my Army organization chart, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to do anything that actually requires it.
Did you
It just
move
makes
the
me
turn
wonder.
marker? We've only had two that moved.
We've only had, I think,
Yeah, we've only had two. That's right.
I thought we had. Okay, I thought we had three.
We just had some low numbers.
Yep.
Well, one of them was a 10, but it needed to exceed a 10.
Right.
So, well, I'll go ahead and roll for the guy, although, like I said, I don't think he's doing anything that's going to matter. I think that puts him in command anyway. It does. Okay. All right. His whole command is, uncharacteristically for this army, actually very compact. All in one place. Nobody's disordered, so we'll just go ahead and fire, because that's what you do. And so the artillery is going to fire on these skirmishers here. And it's going to be only 1-to-1 because it's 32 attack points, but there's 30 defense points for
the woods.
For woods.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 1-to-1 minus 10.
So that becomes a 65.
I don't think that's going to be anything.
1-to-1. It says R.
Yeah, exactly. And we really haven't been paying any attention to that at all. Strictly speaking, that would be enough to generate a return fire. We actually, I don't believe we've been playing with the R, nor have we been playing with the optional rule. So, if you want to take a shot, take a shot.
Well, we haven't been doing it, so let's.
All right.
So my question is, like, is that just something that you guys, it's just like a house rule kind of thing? What would happen normally?
So, per the standard rules,
Right.
if you roll an R result on, and by the way, you'll notice the R is only on the left.
Correct.
So it's only for normal fire, not for defensive or opportunity fire.
Right.
Then, well, first of all, if you roll an R, it means you didn't hit.
Correct.
And the defender gets to shoot back. Now,
Okay.
obviously, if it's an artillery firing on infantry from 3 hex range, well, the infantry can't fire back,
Right.
but at least he theoretically could fire back. I never really understood what this was even getting at.
Yeah.
What was it trying to model even?
Maybe
So
like a firefight of some sort where.
Well,
Then
yeah,
why would
I
it
guess,
only be,
but
right?
it only happens when the offensive fire doesn't work. That's the part that doesn't make any sense to me. So Matthew wrote an optional rule that I'm actually kind of partial to, but especially given that this was going to be a learning game for you, we didn't want to overload it with every optional rule in the book.
Right.
But I like the optional rule better. And the optional rule is if the trailing number is 0, then it's an R result. Oh, by the way, of course, if I'd rolled an 80, it would have also been a 1 result,
Right.
or a 1M result, I guess, right? Because it would have been an 80. But it also would have been an R. So we'd inflict 1 increment on you, you'd take a morale check, and then you fire back right away. And to me, I like that because it means that sometimes I missed and you get a chance to fire back. Sometimes it means I crushed you and you get a chance to fire back.
Right.
And to me, that just kind of feels more sensible than, oh, I didn't shoot very well, so now they get to shoot. It's like, what does that even mean?
Mhm.
So anyway, that's what it is. And yeah, to be honest with you, I so don't like that R the way it's done in the basic game that I just wasn't even thinking about it.
Interesting.
And when I'm playing solo, I'm always using that optional rule because to me it's just makes way more sense. Okay, but you're going to get a chance to shoot at me anyway because I'm about to prolong out
Oh,
like that. And so both of those guys get a shot at me.
yeah. Interesting.
Oh, you didn't expect that? You're in my flank.
Yeah. All right. So those are my light imperative time 5. So I've got 11 times my 55.
So 2.5 to 1, if there is a 2.5. Yeah, there is.
All right. 2.5 to 1. No other modifier, right? 54.
That's going to be a 1DM, and it will be an M. So we'll take a 1. And a disorder check. They are disordered. And then a morale check, and it's going to be plus 15 minus the leader.
Oof.
Well, I hope that leader's good. So it's plus 11. The top unit's already half dead, though, because he's only a 2. So that's not going to be enough. So they're going to be shaken and disordered.
Now, why couldn't I have gotten you to roll those with me? I don't know.
Yeah. You see how that plays. All right. And this guy's going to face this way. And so that's that. This guy is. The artillery can't change direction because prolonging is only forward or backward. And so I can't change direction because the artillery can't. So, oh well. Sucks to be me. How's getting all the luck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for him. So I will flip him over, and then David, is it your turn now?
I think so. All right. And since I'm only +2 now. So,
So how did move?
yes.
So that makes it a tie.
All right. Do it again. And there it is to you.
And that advances. I'll advance. Oh, somebody already.
No, I already got it. I don't know why I designated myself the advancer guy.
You are Johnny on the spot.
I am Johnny Advancer. That's my name. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have? Who else do we have that can try to salvage this 3-ring? Again, it's a family show. I'm going to try not to say what it's a 3-ring of. I guess I'm going to do, strange as it may seem, the New Jersey Brigade. And the New Jersey Brigade seems like an odd choice because I'm pretty sure that's the New Jersey Brigade commander. And that's another piece of the New Jersey Brigade. And that's actually attached to the New Jersey Brigade. I think that's
Yep. Yep.
it. Okay. All right. So obviously this guy's out of command. This guy's this guy is in command. So all right. So first things first, we'll handle disorder recovery. So he's undisordered. This guy's routed, so that's not it. This guy up here is going to have to roll to get himself out of disorder. And he does. So he is merely but shaken. And I find, there it is. All right. So he is going to go ahead and turn comme ça. That costs 2 movement points. 2 movement points is actually all he has, which means he moved more than half. So I'm going to have to roll for a disorder check on this guy with a +10 and just hope he doesn't go right back to where he was. And he does. Because with +10, I don't believe he's good enough to make that. Yep, just missed it. All right. Again, Hal's getting all the luck. All right. Now, this unit down here is in column. So he's going to, let's see, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this unit forward. Oh dear, how awkward. Can't quite get there. Quel dommage. He is, what the hell just happened?
You just changed the stacking order.
Yeah, I know. Just it's making me crazy. All right. The leader I'm going to pop aside here for a minute. And the unit itself is going to move forward. That's 1 movement point. Of course, I'd love to turn now, except I kind of noticed that turning now would be counterproductive. So I think I'll move forward 1.5. And I guess I'll just stop there. It's a little annoying, but life goes on. All right. And in the meantime, let's see.
Why wouldn't you go the whole way? Because you have the officer with that. You'll end up possibly.
Yeah,
disordered.
no, actually, you're probably right, because my thought here is I'm going to move this guy here, and you're right. If I just leave Alexander with this marching unit, so he's at 1.5, and that's going to be 3.5, and that's going to be 4. And then Alexander will rejoin him, and then we'll roll on a +10 die roll modifier.
And they're happy.
Rather surprisingly, surprising everyone, they don't freak out. Okay. Okay, well, I think that's it then for these guys. We'll flip him over, and we'll flip him over since he moved. And I think that's it. I think it's my roll, is it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we're going to bang our way down that end turn marker now.
Where are we at?
4 of 5, I guess.
Yep.
All right, so who else? Just trying to think, what do we do with any of these guys? I can do voluntary route in the end turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I think maybe I'll do that. So if that's the case, then let's do the 4th Virginia. Who is Scott? Great Scott. Really stupendous Scott.
Yes.
All right. So he is right here. And let's see. The rest of his units are
Here,
here,
and
here.
And that's the 3rd Virginia.
Right. Yeah, they're all a little bit
Third.
higgledy-piggledy there. Okay. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, surprisingly, they're all in command.
Yep.
Which is a surprise. Not something I can actually say very often. And where is Washington?
Washington was coming up the road, wasn't
1,
he?
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so he's going to have to roll to put himself in command. Again, he's not going to do anything to require it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so he's not in command, which just means no rapid march, means no whatever. Not going to do any of that foolishness now. Anyway, all right, so let's
do dark anyway.
I'm sorry?
Can't do that in the dark anyways.
Rapid march,
well,
that
there
is,
you
yeah.
go. There you go. And because we're all moving so slow, I wouldn't be entering an enemy zone of control unless I was already adjacent to it anyway. So it's kind of like being in command almost doesn't matter. All right, so then let's look for disordered units. This unit is disordered. Let's whoops, that's not what I meant. I meant to delete it. There we go. And let's see, this guy back here is disordered, so let's move that off too. And these guys are not disordered. So, all right then. Then movement time. I will turn these guys, and that will be 2 movement points and their stop. And this fella in the back here. Okay, again, the skill I have, the mad skills I have in pulling things out of the bottom of the stack. There we go. That's 1, 2 movement points forward. It's just mind-boggling. All right, he'll move 1, 2 movement points forward. And then this guy's the one who's a little bit tricky. But I guess the leader will just go with him. So pop him off for a minute. Oh, come on. There we go. So he will turn this away, and that is 1 movement point. 2 movement points, rather, because they suck. And then that'll be 3 movement points here, except the guns are going to be on top. How do I do it? How do I do it? There we go. Okay. And the leader goes forward with them. And I think that's it. We move the other guys forward. Lafayette doesn't move.
Now the one does a disorder check, right?
Yes, he does. So that's plus 10. And plus 10 minus 4. So it's plus 6. So that's good enough.
And usually, are the disorder checks modified by losses? Or that's only really the morale checks.
No, it's really just the morale checks.
Yeah.
Usually, disorder checks are
Just how well you can march.
they're usually pretty straight up. I mean, the ones that have the most modifiers are the movement morale checks.
Right.
Because, if you crossed a creek and walked through a woods hex,
Right.
well, then all that stuff's going to start adding up. If you rapid marched while you did all that, well, there's another modifier, so there kind of are a lot there. But where on the morale check table, there's that big table
Right.
of modifiers, it's a very short list for all the disorder check types. So you don't usually do worry about them too much.
Right.
Okay. So that was it for the 4th Virginia. And
All right. It's my turn to roll, I guess. Maybe.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Here we go. Oh, special.
Uh-oh. Special result. Now what? Oh my gosh. Just when we thought it was safe.
Another player picks one of your commands, which may be finished. Initiative required.
Okay, and the 2 was yours, right?
Yes, it's a 2-0.
Yeah. Okay, but all of yours are already finished.
Right. So
So-
what does that mean? That means that we
No,
could move
so-
a second
so it
time
doesn't
or
mean-
something?
No, it doesn't mean anything. That's what
Oh.
it means. Because basically how this works, that one specifically works, that it's a way to nominate an enemy's command, and you're taking a risk. Because on the one hand, you're handing him an activation, and it's presumably somebody you really care about.
Mm-hmm.
But you're hoping that he's going to flub one of those 2 initiative rolls, because he has to make 2 initiative rolls. If he makes them both, then he gets a normal activation. If he flubs them both, he's just marked as finished, period, and nothing happens. If he makes one of them but not the other, he can move half speed.
Okay.
So it's a thing you could do. I don't know. You could do it with, some reinforcements that are in road column coming up. And of course, because they're in road column, you're just waiting until the end turn for those, right? Well, I could go ahead and maybe get them marked as finished, and they don't get to march at all
Okay.
if you get lucky. So that's how that one works. But if everybody's already finished, it can't have any effect.
Okay. So it's not like you get another turn.
Right.
Right.
There are other special events that would, in fact, give you another activation or part of one anyway.
Right. We've had those in the
Not that
past.
one. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So do I roll again?
Try
Here we
again.
go.
Why not?
Oh my God.
All righty now.
This time it's
That's
an
an
8 for you. Pick one command for a
8.
free movement segment only. Initiative
Free
required.
movement segment only. Initiative required. Okay. All right. So that's interesting. So who would I want to move? And this is a free movement segment, meaning that if the unit's not if the unit it hasn't been activated, it doesn't become activated by this.
Right.
It's free as in free beer.
Yep.
Um,
And if,
So
it's, and
that's-
if it's been activated, it can move, right? As
it's
well.
just
Yeah.
you get to move again anyway. Exactly. So the only trick is you do have to roll for initiative, and I'm just trying to see who gains any benefit from that particularly. And it's interesting because my thought initially is to get this road column unit back there. But the truth is if they move, I'm not sure how much more moving they'd need to do. Now, what are we down to? Is it half a movement point per hex now?
Yep.
So they can really only go 8.
Yep.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will go ahead and make it them. So it'll be Whedon. And we'll just roll for initiative for Whedon to see if he can crack the whip on his troops.
He
I
does.
think it's safe to say that that worked. So we'll just go ahead and move. And so help me out with this. Is major roads and minor roads the same now?
Yep.
They're
Sure.
they're both a half.
Yep.
I mean, it didn't distinguish it. It just said
Yeah,
road
no,
to-
I just wanted to make sure because it hadn't been important until just now. All right, so that was 1, 2, 3. I don't think I want to walk through these routed guys. That's awkward.
Oh, do you want to reconsider who you're gonna?
Well, actually, I was reconsidering maybe my route.
Oh,
Maybe I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 instead. And I don't want to make fun of anybody's mental health, but my OCD is flaring up real bad here. So I'm gonna tighten this up a little bit because it's making me insane. Right. And then these two. Oh my gosh. I mean, how do I even do this? This is horrible. I would never do this in my own game. I mean, it would just be unacceptable. All right. Much better. All right. So those guys are now doing their thing. That's fun. Okay. And then that means that these are not flipped over, but we'd put a tile marker on them, I guess, just to mark that he's already had a special event applied to him. So no more special events for him. So, Eric, you get to keep rolling until an actual activation happens.
Oh, here we go.
That's
and
the spirit.
That
That's
pushed
going to
the
move us to the last marker.
last marker.
Okay. All right. Very good. And yeah. I guess let's do the I guess I haven't ever done the 3rd Virginia, have I?
not yet.
Yeah, let's do the 3rd Virginia. I'll roll to put him in command. He's probably not in command. It probably doesn't matter. I don't think there's anybody who needs unshaking. I don't believe so. No, doesn't look like it. So I think all I'm going to do is put this guy in hook. And by that I mean right hook. And I'll turn that guy and then flip him, and that'll be that.
Right,
and
you've got the unit flipped as well, so I don't think you want him.
I
being
didn't
routed.
realize I had the whole thing selected, but you know me and my very powerful capability with the control and option buttons on my laptop here.
There you go.
All right, so David, I think you're up.
Okay, bam. 10.
Okay, that's
Not enough.
another one for me. All right, well, we'll do the 3rd Pennsylvania, which is Conway here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he's got troops that are routed away, but this stack is his also. Okay. And everyone's in command. And then this is where I need to find the chart to figure out how much it costs him to change into line again. And the answer is it costs him a lot. Man, what a drag.
Hey, what's the worst that can happen?
A
They're
Hessian
disordered and
assault.
shaken.
A Hessian assault. That's the worst thing that could happen. I mean,
know.
that's literally the worst thing that could happen, right? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and 1, 2. And I guess if I do 3, 4, that actually helps a lot. Maybe I'll go ahead and do that. 3, 4. And so he'll go ahead and do a disorder check. And so he is disordered again. And then this guy, I will just leave him where he is and just move the leader over and flip him.
And these guys are part of the 3rd Pennsylvania.
Oh, heavens, you're right. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Okay, so let me roll to get them undisordered first. Right, so they are undisordered, but they are also out of command. So they can really only move. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're not out of command because he was here to start the turn. So actually, they are in command. So they can move 2. 1, 2. They move 2. Congratulations, boys. Well played. All right. And just trying to see who else do I need to get somewhere. I don't really want to get Lafayette killed. So I'm going to move Lafayette over here. And okay, I think that's it. Okay, well, I think that's it. So I think it's my turn to roll.
Yep.
All right, my turn to roll.
And by the way, just there is no roles to get in command. They're automatic. If they're out of command, they're out of command.
Oh, you know what? You are right. I forgot about that from the night rules, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, all good. I mean, I think we'd kind of come to the conclusion that it didn't matter if you were in command or not anyway, so it's probably just as well to save yourself rolling for no good purpose. But it's the independent units that really get screwed in this because they can't roll to put themselves in command. Okay, so we did hit the end turn, so gotta like that.
All right. And so then we're done rolling? Or we still keep rolling?
No, we still got to roll for every activation.
Okay.
And I think I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4 formations that haven't activated yet.
Okay.
We can go ahead and just activate the what's this? The 2nd Virginia. This is the guys who had already moved. Whedon.
Ah, yes.
1, 2, 3. Three and a half. Why is it doing that?
Because the X
Oh,
doesn't
oh,
turn.
I thought it was the thing under it that wasn't. Okay, because the
Yeah.
way that. Okay, all good. Just me and my unending knockdown, drag out fight with.
Is there a reason you only went 3.5?
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't want to get down in the weeds there, and I don't want to get too close to your skirmishers either. Son of a beach sheet. Okay. All right, that's that. Who's next?
It's,
Eric.
yep,
Eric.
here we go.
All right. And so I think everybody up north is done now. So I think all we have are these guys here who didn't actually set up their ambush next to Crapster's Hill. That is Muhlenberg.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So there's really, I'm trying to think, is there anything to do here?
Well, the only one I could even do anything is the one in road column, and he's.
Yeah, and I'm trying to decide if actually I don't think I even want to move him because if anything, I'd probably put him on the other side. So yeah, so all right, we'll just flip him over then. All done there. All right, David.
0-8.
0-8.
That's for the Americans again. That's another free
Free
move.
movement segment only, and we got to double check the rules. I think the rules are going to say that you have to respect the end turn on it.
Yes.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but my recollection is that you're still restricted by any movement is subject to the end turn limitation. So okay, so basically nobody can really take advantage of it because the only one who can
Would be
has already
somebody
moved.
in road column,
Yeah,
right?
and he's already had his special movement, so
Right.
he can't do it again. So that's that.
Now, who do
All
you
right.
have left right now?
Well, actually, there's just Maxwell
And Hartley, I think.
and Hartley. Yes,
Okay.
that's exactly right.
All right.
You want to roll again?
Sure, I'll roll again.
Okay.
Okay, that's a tie.
Well, no, I thought you were a +2.
No. I
No,
was a +1, but we moved Hal.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so
It's still you anyway.
well, okay, it is now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay, yeah, the other one would have been. I'm sorry. The other one would have been me. But either way.
All right.
It's you.
All good. So let's see. Maxwell is the 1st Pennsylvania, and he's got one stack that's already run away. And I think we've done all the damage we need to, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and voluntary route away.
Isn't he already routed though?
No. This is.
Talk about that one.
Oh, that's
I'm
not Maxwell.
sorry.
That's Hartley.
I'm sorry. No, you're quite right. I did not mean Maxwell. I was saying Maxwell. I meant Hartley.
Ah, okay.
So Hartley is going to elect to voluntary route, and correct me if I'm wrong. He can move 8
Yep.
up to 8. Doesn't have to move 8, but he can. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. Actually, put him there instead. All right. And his other stack is already involuntarily routed, so he can't do anything for them. And so that's that. And then we'll move. I think I'll go ahead and move Wayne as well. They've already. All right, I'm going to move Wayne here. And so I think now we're just down to Maxwell, if I'm not mistaken. So I will roll because I think it's my turn.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And Maxwell is, yeah, his entire command is involuntarily routed, so there's really nothing to do. So just flip him over. So I think that is everybody now.
All right, and now I guess
And
we've got
Did you want to
recovery.
do anything with Washington?
Yeah, you're right. I need to remember Washington because he needs to be there to watch Dilworth collapse into a heap. More importantly, I just wanted to get him away from these routing units. So 1, 2, 3. What is he, a 6?
He's a 6.
I think that's close enough for everybody. So I think I'm just going to call that good enough. Okay. And I guess that's that. So it's time for the rally phase.
Time for the rally phase.
So we'll roll some dice. And I go first.
Exciting.
Well, yeah. All right. So let's take a look at what we're up against here. Up north. Let's see if I can roll as badly as I did last time. Starting with shaken units first. There's the first one right there. And he's going to be rolling a plus 30. 10 for half dead, 10 for shaken, 10 for army morale. So plus 30. He's going to have to roll pretty well. And doesn't. All right, let's take a look at the next unit.
I think that one's
Right here. And let's see, that's going to be plus 20, plus 16.
Yep.
Because the leader, plus 16. All right, that's looking better. Just in time to
Face the music.
face the music, exactly. The next one's right here. That's going to be plus 20. Not going to be good enough. And we're going to have this one here. And that's going to be, what is that going to be? Plus 10, plus 20, plus 35, plus 31 with the leader. Turns out to be enough.
Yep.
And so he is disordered, but no longer shaken. Okay, then we'll go to this next one down here, and he's going to be plus 25 minus 4, so plus 21. Not going to be good enough. Who else we got? We got some of these guys back here. So let's go ahead and do these guys. They are going to be plus 15, so plus 22. It's
Yep.
22. 22.
35.
Yeah, so that should be enough for
Yeah.
them. Okay. Okay. And this one here is going to be plus 20 minus 4 plus 16. Nothing. This one here is going to be plus 10 plus 20 minus 6 plus 14. Wow. Some of the luck's coming back. And right here, that's going to be plus 10 plus 20. All right, that one comes off. It is definitely no picnic to have to get these guys unshaken. So, speaking of shaken, if I go down south, what do I find? Is there anybody shaken? Yes, this guy's shaken
Yep.
and disordered. And if yeah, okay. So he's 25, 35, 31. 31. Not nearly enough. This guy here is also going to be, let's see, plus 15 plus 25 minus 8. So plus 17. And he is
Merely disordered.
merely disordered. And raring to be a speed bump. We really admire the willingness of him to take one for the team. Okay, and I think that is it for shaken units all over. So then we will go back and deal with routed units. And let's see, routed units are all south of Dilworth now, I guess. So let's go ahead and start here, I guess. I don't remember anything about this unit. Okay, so he's half dead.
Yep.
So it's 25, it's 35, and Sullivan helps out that much, so it's 29. That's not going to be enough. So he keeps running.
Yep.
And where am I headed? It's the Chester Road at Painter's Crossroads, right?
Correct.
All right. I just want to make sure I was heading in the right direction. This guy here is going to be, well, again, I got to flip him over to see. Okay, he's not half dead.
Right.
So it's just plus 15 plus 10, so it's plus 25. He loses an increment because he couldn't even be bothered to roll his number. 2, 4. Right, then we'll do this guy here, and he is not half dead, so he's plus 25. And he doesn't make it either. 2, 4. Whoa! First of all, I left my increment marker behind. Let's try that again, this time with feeling. 2, 4. And is there anybody else routed up this way? I don't think there is.
No.
Okay, so now let's look for routed units down south, of which there are a few. Let's start with Maxwell's equations. They are half dead.
Yep.
And they're routed, so that's going to be 25, going to be 35 with Maxwell. It's going to be 31. 31. Oh, that's certainly going to be enough to put them back to just shaken. Yeah. Okay, I can do that. I can make them shaken and disordered. I can put them back and flip them back over. And I can. Oh, I probably need to go get that skirmish marker because I can't use the one.
Well, why would they go back to being skirmish, or would they just go back to? How do they go
Any.
back into any formation,
Oh, I'm
or do
sorry.
they
That, yeah,
come
of
back
course.
into march column?
No, actually, they can come back to. Well, first of all, we should look it up because it's always good to
I
ask
think
the
it says
question.
any single hex formation.
And that's what I thought it
Ah,
was.
okay,
Any valid single hex formation and facing.
okay, cool.
So in this case, I'm thinking
Live the
I'll just
skirmish
do
life.
this because why the hell not, right? I will change directions though just to give me a bigger field of fire. All right, so then we'll go ahead and roll this fella here. He is not half dead if memory serves. No, he's not. So he's going to be plus 25. Let's see what we get. That's not enough, so he's going to run some more. 2, 4. And is that it? Because these guys are not
What do you roll?
43.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah, I thought you said 25, but it's plus 25.
Oh no, it's plus 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he doesn't lose an increment. He just runs. So
Right.
I think that's it for. Oh, I guess strictly speaking, if he was of a mind, Hartley could move 4 more.
Yep.
And I think I will move 4 more. Why the hell not? Okay, great. I'm done. You guys got any shaken or routed?
I
Why,
do. I
yes,
have
you
got a little
do.
bit of everything here. So
Okay.
let's see.
What have you got that's
So,
shaken? Because we do those first.
I don't think I got anyone who's shaken. I think
I
everyone
don't
is
think.
is routed or disordered.
Right. I think
Yeah.
it's routed that you need to worry
Yeah.
about.
So I got these guys here. So let's see. Let's flip them. All right. So the top unit is not
Now-
half dead, but the bottom unit is half dead. But we always go
Right,
with the
but-
top unit first, or
Actually, remember, this is the one time you don't.
Oh.
Units rally individually.
individually. Okay. So for the top unit, he's not half dead, but he's routed. So that's a plus 15.
Plus 15. That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's roll for the top unit. He's
All right. So
feeling
he is
happy.
all right. So any legal single hex formation and facing.
Okay. And then do I roll for the bottom unit first before I put him into one, just so that
Well,
they get out of
strictly
the way,
speaking,
or?
you know that either the other guy's going to route away, and in case it won't matter, or
Okay.
he'll be in the same state you're in, and then you'll just adopt the same facing and formation.
All right. Well, let me roll for him, and then I'll figure it out. So this guy
All right.
is a plus 25.
Because he's half dead.
Yeah. And so he's okay too.
That's good enough. All right. So
All
they're
right.
both back. They are both shaken and disordered. So not like you're out of the woods. They can't really get right back into it yet,
Well, these are
But,
British. Of course, they're going to get right back into it.
as
So
you
we
say.
will be in line there, I guess.
Why would you be in line?
Right.
So I should be in column.
I would just
March
because you're a long way away from the enemy,
Oh,
and by
yeah,
the
yeah,
end,
yeah.
and the enemy's retreating at that. So, it's like by the time you are in a condition to fight, you're going to want to be able to move.
Okay. All right. Then we'll roll for these chaps. They're both
All
half
right.
dead, and so plus 25.
So plus 25 to each.
Yep,
All right.
Here's the top unit, and he passed, and the bottom unit. Oh, they're all happy. Okay.
Once they don't have bayonets sticking in their faces, they get a lot
Yeah.
more relaxed about this stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Now you can. Oh, they're both half dead, so it doesn't fucking matter. Never mind. Okay.
And
was
then I
gonna
think
say,
last but not least, we had.
But
we
you got to
had-
mark them as disordered and shaken.
Oh
though.
yeah, you're right. Okay, keep forgetting that.
No worries.
I'm used to them. Everybody being happy again.
no.
Rabatai style. Okay, then I got these guys here. So they are just a plus 15, but a minus 4 for their leader. Here we go. 48. And they are.
Wait a minute. Plus 15, so they're plus 11.
Plus
So
11.
yeah.
So,
So
they
that's good
pass.
enough. Then yeah.
Okay. And then we.
And
Fine.
and yeah, I'd probably say the same thing with them. It probably
Right.
makes more sense to be in. Um,
I could put them in road march, couldn't I?
you could put them in road march because it's now small enough to fit in one hex,
Yeah.
thanks to your American friends.
Well, he's got artillery in there too, though, right?
Yeah, but the artillery doesn't count for stacking because it's regimental guns.
Okay.
As long as it's stacked with him, it doesn't count. So he's really just a 7, and a 7 fits.
Right.
2 formation, road column. Woo woo. Okay. All right. I think that's it. As
Obviously,
far as...
you're not going to go racing off.
Oh, you.
And you-
First of all,
I'm going to go
You
racing
might
off.
have
What are you talking about?
the first unit that you worked with. You might want to consider them in road column too. They're on a road there.
Who? Oh, these people?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's an idea.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they're small enough to fit. Both of them are.
All right.
So you could road column both of those.
There we go. That's how we get to
Save you-
Painter's Crossing. That's how we're getting to Painter's Crossing, baby.
Yeah. Have you counted how many hexes it is to Painter's Crossroads? Just saying.
I'm
Unless you're
feeling
gonna-
optimistic. I've got to
Unless you're
have
gonna-
a turn of good luck in my favor here.
It's got to happen at some point, right?
Exactly. It's got to.
All right, so that should be it for you, right?
Yep.
And I'm guessing David doesn't have anything of the sort.
David is wonderful because David has maintained his command in perfect fighting trim, while I have wrecked mine through reckless
Running
conduct.
down the road trying to catch these.
I know. I have wrecked my army running away from his. You've wrecked your army charging into mine.
There
So
you
it's
go.
it's like it's the yin and the yang of this battle here.
Definitely a lot of each there. So
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, then that is it for the 7:20 turn. It
Yep.
is now 7:40, and you've got a leader there under the game turn marker. I'll move him out here. There we go. So you'll remember that those guys come back when their formations activate on the 7:40 turn. And considering how long that first activation of yours took, Eric, I was wondering if we were going to get through this, but
We did.
but we did. Yeah, we did.
Indeed.
Not too bad, really. So yeah. Well, wow. I don't know what to say about with the Battle of Chad's Ford. That was a fiasco,
yes, in a word.
to put it ever so mildly.
Well, that's what happens when you run out of daylight. You can't.
Yep.
There's no time to soften up the enemy.
That's it. You
Yeah.
just got to go.
Just got to go
Yeah,
in with
exactly.
cold steel.
Cold steel, exactly. And then find yourself impaled on some.
We got lost in the dark. We probably
Yeah.
impaled half of our own men on our own skewer
Yeah,
there.
what you're probably going to see in the next turn or two is probably a more successful close attack up near Dilworth.
There you go.
And the only thing I can hope is that we run out of daylight or run out of games, since I guess we've already run out of daylight.
Well, gentlemen, it was a great pleasure. I believe that we're supposed to be playing Lenny tomorrow, so hopefully everyone will show up.
Oh, finally.